man with a bag. When my mom started dating my dad, my aunt was nice at first until she became very bitter and controlling of my dad to the point it seemed like she was attracted to him. My dad did not entertain this at all, but she would always throw jabs at how my mom wasn't the right woman for him and try to get it in his head, etc. This is not starting off great. This is alarming. Okay. A lot of women in my family are witches, my grandmother being a very knowledgeable one. On my second birthday, we hosted a party for myself and my dad because our birthdays are a week apart, so why not do it together? Majority of the party, my aunt stayed in our hallway, which coincidentally was right outside my sister's bedroom at the time, and outside that room we had a dresser. My sister had a lot of weird experiences outside of her room after that day, such as seeing a dark figure, their feet pace in front of the door while her friend was over and saw it too. She had no doorknob, so she could literally see through the knob hole that the entire area would go black as it passed, and her bed shaking while the figure was outside of her door. This is very Exorcist. This is giving Reagan. Our grandma lived in the apartment below us, and we were at her house when I decided I had wanted a toy I left in her room. She went upstairs and immediately felt watched. She turned around in the room and she just sees a dark figure holding a bag standing just outside the door, watching her as if it physically could not enter the room. She cried and called our grandma to come get her, and everything was all right. Years go by and that room became my playroom because she physically could not bring herself to sleep there, and I slept with our mom anyways. Okay, I get it now. I was getting a little confused. I thought you were talking about the grandma at first, but we're still talking about the sister in the bedroom that she can't deal with. Got it. 2 and 2 equals 4. Yep. Okay. I vividly remember going into the room and feeling watched no matter where I was facing, to the point I started putting random toys on any closed surface so I could grab them easily and sprint into the living room where I deemed safe. My sister asked me one day about why I was never in the room, I suppose to see if I saw what she saw. And she always said I told her it was because of a bad man. Eventually, my sister is talking to my mom about something random, and the topic comes up about how my mom supposedly did not keep any old artwork my sister would do for her. She decides to go searching in the dresser outside the room to prove her point and finds a tiny drawstring baggie with what looks to be a Monopoly figure, but it isn't. It's of an all-black man holding a bag, and my sister takes it out and immediately feels a horrible energy weigh on her shoulders. My mom takes it to my grandmother to see what she thinks. My uncle still lived with her because he was a teen, and when my grandma opened the door, she was standing behind my grandmother and my mom displayed the figure to her. My uncle says that he saw a dark figure standing behind her with a skull on my mom's face. They did some sort of process to get rid of it and found out early on that it was my aunt, since she had been directly next to the dresser the last time we ever let anyone in the house. Years later, we've moved to the apartment, and now, at the time I'm about 14 years old, my aunt continuously kept saying, "When I go to your house," as if she's trying to manifest it. And it didn't help that my uncle's grave was nearby, so she would use that as an excuse to make attempts and stop by, though we always turned her down. I don't remember exactly what it was, but one day I took home something she had bought me, and that night I had what I thought was a nightmare. My door slowly opened to a shadowy man holding a bag. I didn't process the fact that he didn't have a face or any visible features at all, and my brain instantly thought we were being robbed. It stared at me for a few seconds and then closed my door. I heard it opening the door to my mother's room and going inside before closing it. This is when I realized that I couldn't move and was in fact not dreaming and was experiencing sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis is a bitch. My body shot up and I immediately made my way to my mom's room, contemplating whether I should bring a weapon or not, but I figured if she woke up and saw me holding something sharp and no one was in her room, that wouldn't be the best look for me. Since then, I've had my room blessed and wear some kind of protection jewelry everywhere, but now every time I pass my mom's room, I swear I see a black figure. Blessing my room is probably the only thing keeping it away from me. Without even telling my mom, she said she still felt the bad energy. My sister moved back in with us for college and continuously sees things even after blessing the entire house. 15 months ago, I was in the kitchen and saw a shadowy figure walk out of our mirror. At first, I thought it was an actual woman, but my piano was directly in front of the mirror, so if it were a real person, you obviously would need to climb over it rather than walk straight forward. And there's no way that would even be possible because, no real person is able to walk through walls, let alone mirror or full-on utilities. I looked up when it was about halfway through the living room, and then it just disappeared. On the other side of our living room wall is my mom's room, which also has a mirror, and the wall right after that is the one to the room me and my sister. She has another mirror, and mirrors are known to be used as portals. Not sure what to make of this, but definitely a story I'm going to share with my kids. First of all, OP, thank you for sending this in. Second of all, if you're watching this on the YouTubes, they do not have permission to share my stories. Please report it. You can find me, Spooky Scary Ghost Stories, Instagram, TikTok, Lemonade, YouTube. Find me there, and please report the video that this is in for compilations. Now, I do have to say that there is a movie called The Bagman, and it was a fantastic movie. Now, is it similar to this? Not really. Not really. It was a great movie, but it's not similar to this. But it did make me think of it because it is titled The Bagman. But now I'm curious because majority of the time when we're seeing shadowy figures or we're reading stories about shadowy figures, there's not really a lot that goes into it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I saw a shadow figure and I had sleep paralysis. That's usually what it is, but there was a lot more detail in this one. I do kind of feel wonky about the fact that it was your aunt. I feel like she almost made whatever this is. Does that make sense? Like, I know that that's what you were getting at, was that it was the aunt, like, pretty much cursing you guys, is kind of what I was gathering. But I feel like it wasn't just, like, a normal curse. I feel the wind is so bad, it fucked me up and my hair. So, don't talk about it. I feel like the aunt made it. Like, this is something out of Weapons. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this was made for you guys, and she is just, like, a bitter old woman that didn't like the family. That's kind of how I feel. I don't know. I also think that it's really gross that she was kind of, like, seeking your dad out. Okay, maybe we don't. Maybe we don't do that. Just saying. Thank you again, OP. I love you guys so much. I hope you have a fantastic day. I am filming this during the holidays, okay? So with that being said, even if I don't post it during the holidays, I'm going to wish you a happy holiday, okay? Whether that's friggin' Christmas that you celebrate, or Hanukkah, or, and no, I'm not mocking it, or Yule, or whatever else during that time. I hope you have a splendid day, and I love you guys. Bye.